What's up, YouTube? Vimmer here. Take two, because my batteries died on the first shot. So let's go ahead and do this again. So a while back I made some Kingdom Hearts videos, and unfortunately they were on an older camera, and I was still trying to figure out quality. I got a newer camera, and it's working out really well, so everything looks better on screen. Like, Riku looks so much better on screen. So let's go ahead and go through this. I've had a couple of questions of people asking if I've changed anything since the last time. Yes, there's a few changes, nothing huge, but it actually changes the deck a little bit to where it plays harder and more controlling. So we've got one Kairi. Kairi gives all Riku and Sora that you have as a player card +3 attack, and then you can discard her to target one of your opponent's in-play Dark or Heartless cards, and then discard it. So she's really good against like Ansem and Dark Riku. One fill because I don't like my opponent shuffling. Plus, I mean, I don't shuffle a huge ton, and by the point where I'm done searching, then I can drop this thing and just control the board where my opponent doesn't want to as much. One Chippendale and one the King. Chippendale resorts, and then King searches anything you want. Level 1s, 1 Donald, 2 Moogle. Donald's just really good for the magic, playing magic friends to keep going, and then Moogle lets you play your higher stuff. Titus, you can get rid of it. You can discard this and then target one of your opponent's in play friend cards of level 1 and discard it. So what that's really good against is like Phil, because Phil keeps you from playing magic cards. So you can get rid of this. So you can play this, get rid of it, get rid of your opponent's Phil, then play like Graviga, get rid of their Owl, and then just continue to play. So it helps you immensely. Titus is a huge game changer when it comes to a card. Diz just boosts Riku more, and then Sid can reset hands really well. Then you've got Will Turner. He searches an equipment, so if your opponent gets rid of your Way to the Dawn off Riku, you get to go research and play again. Yuffie just gets rid of an opponent's card in hand, and then you've got Donald level 2. My daughter's behind me playing with the, what is she playing with?
I don't know. What would you call it?
I don't know. And then you have 2 King Triton. I finally picked up both of the foil super rares. That was not the easiest thing to find on the planet. Was both of these as super rares.
Oh, taking out their stuff now.
Oh, great. He comes into play. He discards all aerial, so against like a world race, it's actually fairly good because you can keep your opponent from stopping the health damage. And then King Triton also comes into play as level 1 and then goes back to level 2 as soon as he actually hits the table. So he's really good. You play 1 level 3, or I play 1 level 3, and that's just Donald. I don't need any others because most of the time I want to play Moogle, or I play double Bambi because that's double level 3, so it's really good. And then for level 4s, Orin's really good because he can kill Sephiroth after it stays off table from a challenge. And then 1 Goofy, 1 Donald, level 4. Both of these are really good. Searches attack cards, searches magic cards. No, this cannot search equipment cards. No, this cannot search magic cards. I've had a lot of people trying to argue in comments and crap with each other and me. Unless it specifically states magic friend on the card, which is why there's Phil and Owl are 2 different cards. Unless it specifically states magic or magic friend, that is what it specifies, which is why Owl and Phil are 2 separate things. Because you play Phil does not mean you get an Owl effect where your opponent cannot play magic friend cards. So if a card says that you can search a magic card, you do not get to search a magic friend card. There's even another card, it's Fairy Godmother. You can discard her and search a magic friend card from your deck and add it to your hand. So unless it specifically states magic or magic friend, you do not get both. I want to make that clear because I've had a lot of people like arguing in different comments on videos. It's like, I see this crap, I really do. And I've had people try to argue with me on it, and it's like, that's not how that works. You can only search what the card specifically states. And then Cloud Sephiroth, this card is in so many ways broken. You have to play both together. when it comes into play, you have to discard every single other one of your friend and magic friend cards that you have, and then it doesn't get discarded. It cannot be discarded by your opponent's card effects, and it cannot be discarded after a challenge or a battle. So there's a very minuscule spare few cards in this game that let you get rid of this. Parasite Cage is technically one because you can play it, suck this up. If you're playing against like Riku, it can suck this up because it's counted as one card. It sucks this up. One card in play, not one card in hand, not one card in discard. You can suck this up, get rid of it that way if you want to do it that way. So Cloud Riku's a really good card. And then Magic Friends, you have Stitch. When this card comes into play, you gain a health, and when it participates in a battle, or sorry, in a challenge, you get to discard all of your opponent's in-play equipment cards. So basically, you're going to hold this until a challenge happens. You're not just going to play it. You're going to play it, let your opponent set up all their crap, like if you're playing against Sora, and then you're going to play Stitch, gain your health, and discard both of their equipment cards since they're more than likely playing Master or Valor form, and just kind of shit on them. Double Bambi, you get to draw 2 cards, plus it's a level 3 when it comes into play for you to play off of for levels. Really good card. One of the event cards, both players lose a health. This card is detrimental. You guys saw one of the videos a while back. This plus Soul Eater plus Way to the Dawn plus winning a challenge equals 4 health lost from your opponent in 1 turn, which is absolutely disgusting. Other than playing Kingdom Key against an Ansem, that is probably the most damage you're going to do in a single turn with any deck. Double Way to the Dawn, you get to search this at the beginning of the game with his effect and equip it. It's so disgusting. He lets you draw an extra card during your turn as long as Way to the Dawn's equipped. Way to the Dawn lets you discard a card from your hand anytime your opponent would gain a health from a card effect. I was looking around. No, this does not affect world cards. You cannot discard a card to stop the health gain from a world card because world cards, it's not a card effect. It's a game state. It's a game piece. So basically, it's an automatic. So you cannot discard a card to stop your opponent from gaining a health from worlds. You can from if your opponent plays Stitch, but the Stitch's effect to get rid of equipment cards is still going to go off. So it kind of works that way. Fairy Harp reverses, and you have 3 Soul Eater because this thing's just disgusting with Riku. It's only good with Riku, can only be played with Riku. Oblivion and Ultima, best attack cards in the game, don't need to explain that. Except you get to draw 2 cards off this when you win a battle, so that's really good if you do that. Double Cura and Curaga, you're just gaining health back. Sometimes you need it in this deck if you're going against a mirror match or a Riku or Sora, and then you have 1 Graviga. She's really excited about the cards. 1 Graviga, she's gonna be my little gamer baby. 1 Graviga gets rid of stuff. Then you have double Stealth Sneak.
Look at the baby hand.
Look at the baby hand. Double Stealth Sneak. I actually dropped one of these for something I'll show in a second. Double baby hand. Double Stealth Sneak. Basically, it doesn't die except for by a spare few effects in the game. 1 Cave of Wonders Guardian. Cave of Wonders Guardian's so good. It just basically stops the battle phase and then where your opponent does not get to continue playing Worlds. Then you have Cerberus, gets rid of your opponent's Cloud. No, this does not get rid of Cloud Sephiroth because it's named as 1 card together, technically. So no, it does not get rid of those. It is only for the level 3 in Japan and the level 4 in Japan on their own. So no, it does not work because you see Sephiroth Cloud, they're technically 1 card, so it does not get rid of that. It's aptly named just the Cloud. And then basically, I'll say this, other than Stealth Sneak, this is probably the best Heartless that was ever made in the entire game. This thing is disgusting. You can discard 3 cards from your hand and play this on your opponent's world, ignoring its world level. It's immune to all magic. It's a level 7. It's immune to all magic, so all magic damage is dropped to 0. And then from there, if if it does not get off your opponent's world card by their discard phase, they have to discard that topmost world card from their play area, which means this goes with it, but you've just essentially stopped your opponent from continuing their world race. So it's just disgusting. Or you force them to use options, and Magic doesn't do anything, so it's just such a good card. That's why I actually dropped one of the Stealth Sneak for this. This card's just so good. And then you have 3 world cards. Monstro, players can only play 3 friends. Timeless River, your opponent has to discard, each player has to discard the lowest level friend card they have in play. And then Destiny Islands just lets you search a level 0 from your deck. So that's honestly the deck, guys. It's such a fun deck to play. I love this deck to death. I have never loved a card game as much as I love playing this game. It's so much freaking fun. If you guys can find stuff and be able to play it, please do. There's no tournaments anymore. There probably will never be tournaments again. I need to get a hold of Brian, because Brian and I may eventually do a couple of things for tournaments online. He and I have been talking about that for a couple of years now. It's just really hard for us. Both of us are parents. Both of us work full-time jobs. It's real hard for us to find the time to get that all together. So that's going to be the deck, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will catch you guys later. Peace.